Yep.
Okay, you heard about the massive Helene flooding that happened in the western part of North Carolina. This was just a couple months ago, 6 months ago. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now my wife's from Asheville, so that's where this happened, right? It was a massive flooding in Asheville, right?
Yeah.
And we've been up there, and I'm telling you that like rivers that had been there for hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years, I don't know how long, these rivers literally completely changed direction and changed route. Like whole new rivers were formed. Yeah. And what was used to be Main Street is like completely gone. So we saw in 2 days of raining, rivers and creeks and everything completely changing direction. Yeah. And the Biltmore Estate, like we go there all the time. That's our vacation spot. It's like our favorite place on earth.
Hope to meet you there sometime.
Okay. Oh, really? Great. Well, we love going there.
Yeah.
And the only reason that we go there a lot is because my mother-in-law works there, and so I get the employee discount. So it's the same price for me as the Holiday Inn.
How far can you share that?
I know. Right. No. So it's pretty awesome, and I'm terrified if she ever retires. Because anyway. So we go there all the time. The French Broad River, which goes through Asheville, if it rains hard for 2 days, and then I think it had rained pretty hard like a week before, right? And the entire downtown area of like the Biltmore Village destroyed. It's been 6-9 months. I don't know how long, and it's so much of it's still not open. Wow. The flooding on like when you pull into the Biltmore Estate, the ticket office was underwater. I'm talking 20 feet high, 30 feet high, underwater. Yeah. It's unbelievable. And what I told everybody when this happened was, okay, this was 2 days. Like imagine if it was 40. The Bank of America, skyscraper downtown Charlotte would be underwater. Yeah. If it did, and here's the other thing, a million times more about this than I do, but what those floods show, like little floods around here, there's a compounding effect, just like the rule of compounding interest. Like, if it rains for a day, it does X amount of damage. Yeah. If it rains for 2 days, it does not do twice the amount of damage. It does like 5 times the amount of damage. Yeah. If it rained for 10 days, it would do 100 times the amount of damage, right? I mean, so there's like this compounding effect. So, if it had rained for 5 days as opposed to 2 days, all of Asheville would have been destroyed. If it rained for 40 days, the world would be destroyed. I mean, it's just that so it's it's a mind-blowing thing when you see how little water it takes to destroy a town. And then we're talking about this. And so it is easy to believe the world is destroyed in a rather short amount of time.
When you see that effect. And then let me add to that, maybe blow some people's minds with this. You gotta, when you read the biblical account carefully, there's much more than just rain. So in Genesis,
yes, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Genesis chapter 1, with the initiation of the flood, it says, on that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth. Yes. And the floodgates of the heavens were open, and it rained 40 days and 40 nights. Now, the 40 days, 40 nights of rain, maybe even just till the ark kind of lifted off the ground, because most likely it continued to rain even after that time frame.
So that might have been even the smaller part of the cataclysmic event, right? Because was it volcanic eruption that just split continents in half?
This is the key, exactly right. So Genesis 7, fountains of the great deep, when you look at the original language, that is subterranean water underneath the crust of the earth. And we find all that still today, by the way. And that water burst forth through the earth's crust. The Hebrew verb for burst forth means to break open or move catastrophically. It's used in a couple other places in the Bible, like in the Old Testament. Remember when God told Moses, hey, you take Korah and his family, put them over there, the ones rebelling. Everybody else go over there. What happened to Korah and his family? It says the ground opened up and swallowed them, all right? Or in one of the prophecies of the Messiah coming in the Old Testament, it says his foot touched the Mount of Olives, and there's a huge earthquake. Same Hebrew verb for burst forth. And so literally, when the flood started, you had the earth's crust cracking open, moving catastrophically as water burst forth through the earth's crust. That's causing earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic activity on a global cataclysmic scale that utterly wrecked and rearranged this world.
Now, do you think that was actually volcanic eruptions that are doing that?
Definitely part of it, to be sure. Absolutely. As you're breaking crust, if you're moving tectonic plates, you're getting volcanic activity. You're getting lava flows, you're getting aerosols shot into the sky, you're getting ash, you're getting all this stuff that comes with.
So if that goes up into the sky, even though though it's rains for a long time. But I love that point. It's
Yeah.
like the rain for 40 days was probably just the icing on the cake.
That's just, yeah.
You know, and so now you have all these contaminants
Yeah.
that were, in the Earth's core. Now they're in the atmosphere.
Oh, sure.
They land, and now they start living less. Like they start dying quicker. Well, talk about I don't know what to call it, pollution. I mean, whatever. I mean, you can see how this would have, it might have dirtied the planet, and now we live less.
I mean, you're breaking the Earth's crust, moving stuff around. That's going to rearrange stuff. That's going to affect as well, most likely. So that's going to be part of the problem. The other part's going to be as well the erosion, as you're eroding the plants, eroding the entire planet. Then as the flood ends, the mountains rise up, the valleys sink down, new continents are kind of being formed in a sense right then. The water runs off, bringing all the elements into the ocean, salt and stuff like that at high levels, which can be very dangerous and different things. So you have too many pollutants being drawn into the ocean is going to be a problem. Also, the Earth's magnetic field may have been affected as well, making it weaker post-flood, which would affect multiple things that protect us from UV light, stuff like that. So those things would be all part of the equation. And also after the flood is the perfect time for a post-flood ice age. Because what people don't realize, to get an ice age, you need warm ocean waters to cause lots of evaporation. You get a lot of moisture into the sky. But then you need cooler continents, cooler land masses, and cooler summers for that moisture to come down and accumulate in the form of snow and ice. So to get an ice age, you need warm oceans and cool continents. That's a weird environmental combination to get. That's exactly what you'd have post-flood. When the fountains of the great deep burst forth, this subterranean water closer to the mantle of the earth will be very warm water. And then with the tectonic activity, you're pouring lavas into the oceans on a global scale, thus warming your oceans.
Yeah.
As a result, oceans are warm. Some estimate 70, 80 degrees. And then because of the volcanic activity, you're shooting dust and aerosols into the sky on a global scale, blocking sunlight around the world, thus cooling your continents. As a result, ice ages can come and go in a few hundred years. And even today, the continued melting of ice caps today could be the continued recession of the post-flood ice age. And so, as people will see as we keep going through, I'm no genius. Like, this is not hard. If we just start from the biblical worldview, real science, real observations are confirming the Bible again and again. And as Christians, we have answers if we just trust the Bible.